The NHL offseason never fails to disappoint, and this morning there was some massive news as Jake Guentzel, former Pittsburgh Penguin, former Carolina Hurricane, has signed an extension with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So looking like he's going to replace Steven Stamkos on the squad after the newfound cap space of losing Mikhail Sergachev. But let's quickly go through. Today we're going to go through NHL 24, put the new Tampa Bay Lightning into franchise mode and see if they can win a Stanley Cup and if the move was a great move or a bad move. But before we do that, the offseason has been absolutely insane. So let's review the moves that have already taken place. So obviously Jake Guentzel was traded from Carolina, the negotiating rights for the third round pick. He ended up signing, I believe, an 8-year, $9 million extension with the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Toronto Maple Leafs got Chris Tane's negotiating rights, so potentially joining the squad there for a 7th round pick and Max Ellis. Then we got Schmid and Alexander Holtz for Paul Cotter and a 3rd round pick. We got a couple of smaller trades. Logan Thompson moves over to the Washington Capitals. Kevin Hayes to Pittsburgh. We got Tanner Jeannot, a little bit of cap clearing for Tampa Bay to the Kings. John Marino. So Utah had 2 big trades here, and we can do a video on that as well. We have Mikhail Sergachev and John Marino going to Utah. For the Marino trade, pick number 49 and a 2nd round pick. For Sergachev, JJ Moser, Connor Geeky, pick 199 and 205, 2nd round or 2025, I can't read, 2nd round pick for next year, which is an absolute massive trade there. Washington with a couple trades. Alex Texier going to the Blues. Majapani going from the Flames to Washington to help Ovi get to that goal record, hopefully. Gunstrom for Burrows. We got Ilya Mikheyev, Sam Lafferty, and a 2nd round pick for just a 4th round pick here. So definitely a little bit of a cap dump there for the Vancouver Canucks. We got Waldman going to the Sharks, another cap dunk. We got Gibson, don't know any of these players, unfortunately. And then this is my squad here, the Ottawa Senators, get Linus Ullmark, Vezina winner a couple of years ago for Jonas Korpisalo, Mark Kastelik, and a 1st round pick. And what to note is Korpisalo, there's a 25% salary retention, and there's no sign and extension right now for Linus Ullmark, so keep that in the future. But going down, Darcy Kemper for Pierre-Luc Dubois, another big trade. Jacob Markstrom for Kevin Ball and a 1st round pick. Ryan McDonough going back to the Tampa Bay Lightning. But let's bring this into NHL 24. Let's see how let's bring this into NHL 24 franchise mode and see if the Tampa Bay Lightning indeed made the right or wrong pick. Loading up into NHL 24, you can see all the different overalls now. So I downloaded a roster extension that basically gave all of the different free agent signings, trades, and draft to the teams. So we're going to take a look. Anaheim up to an 84. That's not too good there. Edmonton only an 88 after going to the Cup Finals, below the Kraken, who didn't even make the playoffs. San Jose 84, LA 86, Vegas at a 91. Arizona, we're going to call them Utah. I don't believe they're in the game as of right now, but for the next NHL, they'll definitely be there. Chicago looking like the worst team at 83 currently. Skimming through this, the Atlantic looks pretty tough here. Toronto 89, the Tampa Bay Lightning 91. So one of the highest overalls we've seen. I don't think there's been a higher. Maybe Colorado 89. So I don't know what these overall rosters are. I haven't looked at them, but let's continue here. Let's get the campaign started with the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're going to turn off that. We want to keep salary cap on, computer trades fine, player morale off, auto staff management. Yes, I don't want to deal with that. Auto sign free agents, we'll keep that on too, just so they can take care of that. So I'm thinking we do maybe 2 years, potentially 3 years, but let's go into the rules and settings here. The first thing I want to take off is definitely going to be injuries. I don't think we need injuries on for this franchise mode. Everything else can stay the exact same, but I'm also going to go into the advanced settings. And what I want to do is turn this to high. Let's see a lot of goals here. So sim engine scoring high, Trap quality, we'll keep that on medium, and shot frequency, we're also going to have that on high. So we're going to see if Jake Guentzel can really light the lamp playing with Nikita Kucherov, who is one of the premier playmakers in the NHL, logging, I believe, 100 assists last year, tying Connor McDavid for the league lead there. But let's get into it. Without further ado, keep salary cap on. The Tampa Bay Lightning franchise mode is now underway. We're going to take a look at all the rosters, and especially the Tampa Bay roster, and take a look and see what we're going to do. But the first thing I want to do is go into free agency. I'm not going to sign anyone, I don't believe, but I want to show you the players available. Macklin Celebrini should not be here. I don't know why he's here, first of all. I'm going to sign Macklin Celebrini, and I'm going to trade him to the squad he deserves to go to, the San Jose Sharks, obviously, which is the only other team interested. But I want to make sure my cap space. So I got $5.8 million. I'm going to sign him. He also should be just, I'm going to sign him 3 years at 5.175, and then offer sheet. Okay, that's fine. So it looks like he's just an RFA. That's fine. Don't need to worry about that. So I'm going to go into the UFAs for now. And we're going to go ahead and sort by overall here. So Steven Stamkos, obviously one of the big pieces that is no longer returning to the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Bolts captain is headed to free agency. So it's interesting to see where he's going to go. He isn't that old. He's only 33 years old. I know there's talk about probably a Toronto, but we'll see where that ends up going. But last year, coming off a year where he had 84 points in 81 games, 34 goals, 50 helpers, was a -5, 240 shots, 35 power play points. I mean, he's still getting it done. He got good faceoff percentage too, actually. He's a pretty good faceoff guy. But over his career with the Tampa Bay Lightning, he's been absolutely rock solid. 1,056 points in 1,000 games, 500 goals. He's had a couple of 60-goal seasons. Definitely a superstar. The Vegas Golden Knights announced that Jonathan Marchessault is no longer going to be returning to the team. Joe Pavelski, Brandon Montour is yet to be signed. And some of these players may be signed by their clubs. Just as of right now, they're a free agent. No issues. So we got Vladimir Tarasenko, Tyler Toffoli, Matt Duchene, Jeff Skinner just recently got bought out by the Buffalo Sabres after coming off a year where he had 82 points in 79 games, which is actually, I guess technically this would not count last year's stats. 2 years ago, he had 82 points because I remember Steven Stamkos was like a -20 last year, but I think he was around that point per game. Brett Pesce, I believe, just got signed as this video I was making for 6 years at 4.8 or 8 years at 6 mil, something along those lines. Brady Skay, or Shea, we got Goss's Bear, Lindholm, Monahan, Teuvo Teravainen, Brendan Dillon, Patrick Reddy, David Perron, Adam Henrique, Alex Wenberg, Jonathan Toews is technically still available. I know he didn't play last year, but so many players are available here as I keep going down. We got Boquist, Jake Bean, TJ Brody. Just keep going down here. Belaver, only an 81. Tony DeAngelo. So there's still so many players. RIP to Eric Branstrom. But we don't care about the other teams. It's a waste of time. What we're going to be looking at here is none other than the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I'm going to start by going, I don't want your help. I'm going to go by roster moves. So we got the roster moves here and make sure that we are good to go. So in the cage, one of the best goalies in the NHL today, we have Andrei Vasilevsky at a 93 overall. No one really in the system here. We got this Elfelt guy, potential medium starter, so probably not going to be anything for us. Defenseman, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these two can go down. Get them out of here. But we got Victor Hedman at a 93, Ryan McDonough, Eric Chernak, JJ Moser, who was picked up in the Sergachev trade, which honestly I think he's a good player, so a good pickup. I do believe he needs a contract next year. We got Darren Radish here, and then we have Nick Perbix. I don't know much about him. And then in the system, anyone else here? P. Myers, Philip Myers, nothing really too crazy. I see Sean Day there. But moving down into the forwards now. So we have to move one player down. Connor Geeky, we can move down, obviously picked up in the trade. So let's go here. And the big fish here is none other than Nikita Kucherov, 96 overall, one of the best Russian-born players of all time, one of the best players of all time, statistically speaking. His stats would probably be even higher if he had a higher physical category. But Nikita Kucherov definitely going to be a beautiful piece for Jake Guentzel, who is listed as a sniper in this game with a perfect 5-star rating. His power isn't that great at 88 and 89, but I think he's still going to absolutely light this up, especially playing with Mr. Steven Stamkos. Braden Point down the middle is also going to be a playmaker who is filthy. Looks completely different now than he did a couple years ago with the beard and the long hair. We got Brandon Hagel, Cirelli, Nick Paul, Connor Sheary. So it really does drop off. The team really does drop off after the top 6. So for year number 1, I'm going to keep it the exact same. For the next year, maybe pick up some free agency. So signings. I just don't want to rob anyone as of right now. In the system, not really anyone that's going to come up. Eventually, we're going to have Connor Geeky come up the system. He is listed as a medium top 6. But let's go and take a look at the lines here. Best lines for everything. Year 1, we're doing absolutely no management here. Maybe we'll change Nick Paul to put them on the second line just because he's probably a better, more efficient option than Connor Sheary here. But let's see. Jake Guentzel, Braden Point, Nikita Kucherov. That line's going to light it up. Then we got Brandon Hagel, Anthony Cirelli, Connor Sheary. See, if they were able to sign Steven Stamkos, he would slot right in here pretty well on this second line. He could play either the center or the wing. I'd probably have him as the wing here and have Cirelli as the center, just because probably a better skater at this point. Then we have Logan Brown, Nick Paul, 2 Ottawa Senators there. Yeah, I'm not going to try pronouncing that. Isamont. And then we have Groshev, Luke Glendening, and Mitchell Chaffee, whatever his name is. Defensively, Hedman, McDonough, Chernak, JJ Moser, and then Perbix and Darren Radish here. Is any of them listed as a top 6? Top 4, top 4, top 4, if possible. Oh, yeah, that's even better. Have JJ Moser play in the first line, get that +2 with Victor Hedman. Lefty, left, right. Okay, that'll be good. And then on the power play, I just want to make sure that we got Jake Guentzel. If we do edit strategies, Jake Guentzel needs to be our finisher here. Jake Guentzel, perfect. Kucherov, puck carrier. Kucherov, that's good as well. Okay, and then we will go into our goaltenders here, and obviously Vasilevsky. So let's get into our first year. Again, I don't want to make any changes to the roster right now, but we're going to sim past the preseason here. And I wonder where Steven Stamkos is going to end up. That'll be interesting, and we'll have to do a revenge game versus our former captain here. But let's get underway with the preseason. I do not want to make any of these trades, so I'm going to start by just clearing our trade block. None of this needs to be there. And we're going to continue the simulation here. Do I expect the Tampa Bay Lightning to be a playoff team? It's a big question. I think we may be able to sneak in. The division does look quite difficult with the Ottawa Senators, the Detroit Red Wings, the Buffalo Sabres, Boston Bruins, Panthers, Canadiens, the Leafs. I mean, it's a pretty good division in NHL 24. In real life, there's a lot of those teams that just always, shit the bed, like the Ottawa Senators, Montreal Canadiens, Buffalo, Detroit. The Leafs make the playoffs. They don't do anything there. So you know how it is. But let's get into game number 1. I do think they're going to make the playoffs, but it's going to be a lower seed. We're definitely not going to win our division here, in my opinion. But let's go. First game, home ice advantage versus the Nashville Predators. First period, it is a 0-0 tie, getting outshot 13-6. So Vasilevsky is doing his job. Second period, there we go. We got 2 goals. Nikita Kucherov, who's going to be our big fish this year, and Groshev. So fourth line action, and our first line gets in on it. And the shots are now 2016, getting a little bit closer. Power play, and there it is in his first game as a Tampa Bay Lightning. Jake Guentzel gets on the board, and Nick Paul answers back right away as Vasilevsky continues to shut the door. 6 minutes left. Can we hold on for the all-elusive first game shutout power play? I shouldn't have said the word. And there it is. 5-0 as Luke Glendening adds a goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And looking at the 3 stars, Kucherov, Hedman, and Vasilevsky. So the big 3 for the Tampa Bay Lightnings. And I want to go ahead and take a look at the stats here. So we have Jake Guentzel, 2 points, +1, 2 shots on goal, 2 penalty minutes, a little bit of everything. Face-offs taken, 3, lost them all, but it's okay. And 1 power play goal. So what a debut for Jake Guentzel, getting his first career goal for the Lightning, his first career assist, and his first career penalty minutes, and still looking for his first career shot. But let's go and find Steven Stamkos in this franchise mode here. So I believe we can go team management. I believe there's a player search. There it is, player search. Steven Stamkos, where are you at? We're going to go last name, Stammers. Stamkos. Where do I think he's going to go? Washington? Arizona. So Steven Stamkos has moved to the Arizona Coyotes, or the Utah Hockey Club, on a 1-year deal, $5 million. Utah/Arizona is looking dangerous in this franchise mode. But let's go find them. So, Arizona. We obviously won't play them a lot since they're a Western Conference team, and we are an Eastern Conference team. But let's go see if we can see them. Arizona. We're simming right to this Arizona game. We're going to see how the team does. But what I was mentioning, look at that. That's not a bad start. 3-0-1 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. As I say that, we lose 2 straight in regulation. But the good thing about this Tampa Bay roster is we have Vasilevsky behind us to save us for most attempts. What are we, a third? No. We don't want your terrible trade, Florida. You just won the Stanley Cup. Don't make any trades. But the team is looking pretty good. 9-3-2. This simulation is so fast. I haven't played PlayStation 5 or NHL in probably 8 months. And this is very, very quick. But there we go. 14-6-2 heading into this Arizona game. Looking at the standings, we are in 3rd place in our division as the Leafs are 15-3-1. The Canadians are 15-4-2. The Sens are last in the division as per usual. Boston's having a tough year. But let's go take a look quickly at our player stats. I want to see who's producing for us. And it's Nikita Kucherov. 18 goals, 15 helpers, 33 points in 22 games so far for the Tampa Bay Lightning. And where's Jake Guentzel? Okay, so that's very interesting. Jake Guentzel looks to be the playmaker on the squad. And really all of our goals are coming from Nikita Kucherov. No one else is in the double-digit mark yet. But Jake Guentzel, 29 points in 22 games. Doesn't have a great shooting percentage. Couple power play goals. Face-off percentage, there we go. Jake Guentzel, look at that, up to 54% now. He's becoming quite the face-off specialist whenever our boy Brain Point gets kicked out. Has more takeaways than giveaways. So Guentzel's looking like an absolute stud so far. We got Brain Point at 23 points, Hedman at 13, Hagel 12. But let's look at these plus minuses. Who isn't getting it done for our squad? We got that third line D pairing, Nick Perbix. Darren Radish, Hagel. Nothing too concerning yet, but what I really think it is because we have, let's go into goaltenders. What are Vasilevsky's numbers? They're honestly not amazing. 900, 305. Johansson is having a great season as a backup, even though he's just 4-3-1. He's got a 9.26 and a 2.64 save goals against average. So pretty impressive there. But we're going to continue, and I want to look at the entire NHL here. Entire league. Cam Talbot is the goalie for the Leafs now, who's 14-3. John Gibson is 14-1-2. Who would have thought that one of the top teams in the league would be the Anaheim Ducks next year? Shesterkin on Talbot. Okay, let's go look at the entire league of skaters now and see who's leading the way. And it's Trevor Zegras. Interesting. Okay, so Zegras is tied with Nikita Kucherov. McKinnon's up there. Tage Thompson. Jake Guentzel's right there. Where is Connor McDavid? Brock Besser. Draisaitl. Connor McDavid. Over a point per game still, but again, the scoring is up, so you got to remember that. And before we continue here, we're going to go to the Arizona Coyotes. Steven Stamkos, 18 points in 20 games so far, 7 goals. But here we go. We got the first matchup of Steven Stamkos versus his old squad. We're on the road, so he's not quite in Tampa Bay yet. We're in Utah, I guess it would be. And let's get this game underway. First period, it is 1-0 for the good guys, and it's Nikita Kucherov keeping up his absurd pace of the campaign here. Second period, 2 goals for the Arizona Coyotes, or the Utah Hockey Club. We got Lawson Krause and Mancelli. So we're down here. We need to win this one. 24-7 shots for Arizona, 19 for Tampa, down by 1 goal. But who is it? It's your first line center who replaced Steven Stamkos, Mr. Braden Point, getting on the board. 10 minutes left. Shots are kind of close here. 31-28 power play for Arizona. Stamkos unable to get it done. And it looks like this game is destined for overtime. Just kidding. Anthony Cirelli, second line center, gets the job done as the Arizona Coyotes fall to the Tampa Bay Lightning 3-2 in the first matchup, and another great game from Andrei Vasilevskiy here. So let's go look at the Tampa Bay Lightning stats. Guentzel with 2 helpers. We got Braden Point 2 points, Kucherov with the 1, and let's see how Stamkos did for the Arizona Coyotes. We got Steven Stamkos had 1 assist. Wasn't even played 23 minutes. He was flying out there, but couldn't get one past our 10D Vasi, which I'm not surprised. So let's keep the simulation going. We're going to go all the way to, let's say, the next Arizona Coyotes game. I think that's the best way to do it. They're 12-9. We're 15-6-2. Can we keep this hot start going? There we go. Always follow with a win. You lose, you got to win the next one. Okay. That's 2 losses in a row. Okay, we bounce back with 2 shootout wins, 3 wins, make it for 9-1, 5 wins, 9-1 over Edmonton's insane. And look at that in the bottom right corner. We are now first in the division as the Toronto Maple Leafs have slowed down a little bit here. And no, I do not want to make that trade here. The Panthers take over that seed from us. The simulation is going. We are 24-13-4. And when I said I think there's no chance we win the division, I think our depth isn't good, it just shows you that our superstars are good enough to carry whatever their bottom 6 are. Especially, we have a superstar in every position, essentially. Look at that, though. We were first in our division. Now we're 4th in our division. We're in a wild card spot, tied with the Buffalo Sabres. Montreal Canadiens have come back down to earth here. But this division is wide open. I mean, the last place team is 44 points, and we're at 56 for the second division spot. So anyone can do this. We need to beat Arizona here. Let's see how it goes. Arizona coming to Tampa Bay. So Steven Stamkos' first game back in Tampa. First period 0-0. Second period Braden Point and Connor Sheary get on the boards as Vejamaki. I can't pronounce any words, so I'm going to continue talking like it never happened. Power play, that's a huge kill. And Vasilevskiy looks like he's unstoppable once again. We're getting hammered here. 38 shots to 24. Can we hold on? 5-4. Nick Bjugstad breaks the shutout, but can we hold on? There it is. A 2-1 victory for the Tampa Bay Lightning. In all 3 games I've slow simulated so far, Andrei Vasilevskiy has been absolutely insane. I don't even know what to say about him. He's unworldly. But let's continue this simulation. We're going to go all the way to the end of the year here now. Last game, we got the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're 34-10-2, which is insane. The Nashville Predators have had enough with Emiliano, maybe that was right. Rupp, I don't know if that's their real coach. I don't think it is. Teuvo Teravainen for 2/3. Not going to happen. We're leaving the squad exactly how it is. We're 28-17-5. Sam Lafferty, we definitely don't want. We're losing a couple of games here, though, so hopefully we can get back on track. There we go. We split the New York. Oh, my God. So many trade options. Got to get through this trade deadline here. And that's 4 wins in a row before we lose. We got to beat Ottawa. Can't lose to Ottawa here. Never good to lose to the Senators. We'll put it that way. Continue going here. Shootout loss. If we're going to lose, losing in extra time is always the most preferred way. We have won a lot of shootout and overtime games, though, is what I noticed. A shootout loss there, as I say it. We're just going to skip this. Continue simming. Don't want to deal anything with the trade deadline there. But trade deadline seems pretty, here we go. Huberdeau going to Carolina with Michael Backlund and Hunt for a first-round pick. Big trade right there. Marchessault going from Columbus to Dallas for a first-round pick. Elias Lindholm going from Detroit to Seattle. Patrick Kane going to Anaheim from Detroit. So that's a huge one because remember, Anaheim was first in the stats. And Zegras was like, oh my God, so many trades here. Philadelphia gets a first-round pick for Tarasenko. Any other big deals? Who is this guy? Let me see if he's got any potential. Blummel. He's not bad. Get him for the AHL. Why not? Just put them in the squad so they can't have them. But we're 36, 21, and 7. I want to say we're good for the playoffs here, but you never know how this simulation goes. Come on. Come on. Keep going. Win this one. I don't know what's taking so long, but we are... What's going on here? Should have finished the simulation. Okay, there we go. We're actually on a 4-game heater in this month, so that's nice. 45, 25, and 7. So we're definitely going to make the playoffs this year. And it looks like we cannot beat the Ottawa Senators for the love of us. But we are at 101 points. So it looks like we are guaranteed. The Ottawa Senators have made the playoffs. They were last, and that's our first round matchup. Wow. That is insane. The Ottawa Senators versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. I don't know what happened. The Sens went from last to in the playoffs. I said it was close. First period versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. What a period. 3-2. Austin Matthews, Darren Radish, Austin Matthews, Braden Point, and Victor Hedman. Shots 11 apiece. Score 3-2. Another couple goals. Austin Matthews finishes the hat trick in the last game of the season. All of the goals coming on the power play for honestly both squads. I think 4 power play goals and 3 power play goals for the Tampa Bay Lightning. But a 4-4 game. Let's reel it in here and let's stop Matthews before he scores another one. Nick Robertson, Austin Matthews on another power play goal, his 4th of the game. So we kind of just got beat down by Austin Matthews in this last game of the regular season. But Jake Guentzel answers back. Do we have a comeback for the last game? Logan Brown 6-6 this last game. Jake Guentzel scores his 2nd of the period, 7-6. And can we hold on? Nick Paul makes it 8-6. What a game in the last game of the regular season. Jake Guentzel scores 2 late goals. Logan Brown, we score 4 goals in the last 8 minutes and 27 seconds to spoil Austin Matthews' great performance. As Kucherov 4 assists, Guentzel 2 points. We got Matthews with the 4 goals, of course. But let's go take a look at the Tampa Bay stats. Who did well here? So Kucherov, Hedman, Logan Brown, Nick Paul, Guentzel, Cirelli. Everyone kind of got in on the action here except for JJ Moser, Shathie, and Groshev. But wow, 8-6. What a game to go into the playoffs. Honestly, Vasilevsky, we're going to need to play a little bit better than that because in the first round, we got the Ottawa Senators who now have Linus Ullmark on their squad. I believe it's going to be Ottawa. There it is, the Ottawa Senators. So let's go take a quick recap of how the Tampa Bay Lightning did with Jake Guentzel on the squad. We're going to go to team leader. I assume Kucherov's going to lead the way. 114 points for Nikita Kucherov. We got Guentzel at 95, so Kucherov gets to 50. Guentzel 60 assists, 95 points for Braden Point as well, and the rest kind of a little bit of a fall off. But these are good numbers to the second line. Even Hedman 65, Hagel 62, Nick Paul at 39, JJ Moser. So take a quick look. A lot of negatives on here. So clearly our first line was getting it done. Look at that. Plus 36, plus 45, plus 40. Absolutely insane. And then looking at the entire league here. It is going to be Nikita Kucherov. Mark Scheifele has a bounce back year. Mitch Marner stays with the Leafs. Nylander, Matthews. Matthews scored 72 goals. 4 of them were on us, so that's not good. We got McDavid, Draisaitl, Tage Thompson, McKinnon, Kaprizov, Connor Bedard above the 100 points for the first time in his career. Panarin just below. Patty Kane just below as he got traded to the Ducks, who I'm not seeing Trevor Zegras, so it looks like Zegras fell off. It's still 95 points. I mean, you can't complain there. That's a great year for Trevor Zegras. But sorting this by top plus minus, it is going to be Adam Fox, who's likely going to take home the Norris Trophy. Then we got Zibby, Keandre Miller, Panarin. So the Rangers look like the team to beat. Thomas Chabot. I mean, trust me, it ain't going like that in real life. But let's go take a look at our team that we're playing, which is the Ottawa Senators. Chabot leads the way. Just kidding. Brady Tkachuk leads the way. Chabot, Stützle, Giroux, Batherson, Pinto, Joseph, Greg. So, like, everyone on their team was performing except for Josh Norris, down to an 83 overall. At one point, he was like an 88 overall. So, that's one thing to keep out. And he is on an absolute terrible contract. Look at that. $8 million for 8 years. We're going to head, or 7 years now. We're going to go ahead and look at the goaltender and see they have Linus Ullmark. Whew. So that's why they made the playoffs. 9-17, 2-6-3, 37-19. So we got to find a way to deal with Linus Ullmark here. We're going to go ahead and we are going to get the simulation underway. We're just going to do this one season. because I thought we were going to be terrible and need to do another season rebuild, but we don't need to, so we're going to avoid that. But first game, we got the Ottawa Senators versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. We do have home ice advantage. First period, first game, number one. We got to win 16 of these. There we go, 2-1, Shane Pinto and Igor Sokolov. But we got one from Nikita Kucherov early on Ullmark. We got to solve him early. This is going to be a battle of two of the best goaltenders in the NHL. Second period, okay, it looks like Ullmark has got his number on game number one here. Claude Giroux, Braden Point, Ridley Gregg, and Shane Pinto getting outshot 29-19 here. Sends up 5-2, make it 6-2. We just gotta pretend like that game never happened. We lose home ice advantage, but we're just pretend like that game never happened. 6-2, the Ottawa Senators defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning. But let's continue this simulation here. We're going on to the next game here. It's like that game never happened because we have Nikita Kucherov. There we go. There it is, Nikita Kucherov and Esimont on the squad, making it 2-0 for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Shots 8 apiece. The lead is split in half by none other than the glass man, Josh Norris himself. But going to the third period, up 2-1. This is a game where we need Vasilevsky to shut the door as Brandon Hagel gets us an insurance marker. Power play would be nice to capitalize there. Penalty kill. There we go. And Vasilevsky. Oh no, Shane Pinto. I said it too early. 5, 4, please, 2, 1, and there we go. Connor Sheary scores with 1 second left, and the Tampa Bay Lightning come back and even the series at 1-1 as we head to the Ottawa Senators home rink, the Canadian Tire Center, to try to steal game number 3 in a tight series, 3-3. First period, 2-1. That's what I like to see. Kucherov, Logan Brown, Mathieu, Joseph. Second period, and Joseph's also playing his old squad here. Third period, quick sim, and Kucherov, another big goal for Kucherov. Anytime you need a goal, Kucherov has stepped up. And since game number 1, Vasilevsky has been lights out. Game 1, he's getting the jitters off, But, Vasilevsky winning the playoffs is absolutely dynamite. Here we go, game 4 to take a 3-1 series lead. Guentzel gets his first of the postseason. Joseph gets another, and Hedman. Second period, Logan Brown. Third period, Nick Paul. Okay, there we go. Up 3-1. I'm not going to lie, I was very nervous after the first game. But now, I'm feeling good. Here we go. Let's close out the series in Tampa Bay. Game number 5, first period. Brady Tkachuk gets the job done. Logan Brown again. Logan Brown has been lights out for us in this playoff run, and Nikita Kucherov is always lights out as he gets us the go-ahead goal. And speak of the devil, Logan Brown right back to give us a 2-goal lead. Braden Point and the Ottawa Senators have been eliminated by the Tampa Bay Lightning, led by Nikita Kucherov, Logan Brown, and Jake Guentzel. So round number 1 has been complete. Let's simulate to the next round, and we'll take a look at the stats really quickly here. Moving on, who are we going to get in the next round of the Stanley Cup playoffs? It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. Here we go. This is a series that almost happens every single year. Kucherov, 9.6 goals, 3 assists in the postseason so far. Let's go take a look at the rest of our stats for the squad. Braden Point, 9 points. Hedman, 8. Guentzel's got 7. Logan Brown, 4 goals in 5 games, which is huge. Esimont, 4 points. Everyone's just producing. That's what I love to see. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Toronto Maple Leafs. It's going to be Marner, who had 13 points. Matthews, 10. Nylander, 9. Tavares, 6. Okay, we're in for a big battle here. We are in for a big battle. They got Cam Talbot, though. We went from playing Ullmark to Cam Talbot. Please, this is going to be a high-scoring affair. Last time we played them, 8-6 us. First period, 1-1. Hagel and Gregor. Second period, 3-3, Hagel, Sheary, Gregor, and Marner. So Hagel's got 2, Gregor's got 2. Third period, I'm doing a quick sim. Okay, we're going to overtime here. Who's going to be the hero? And it is Jake Guentzel scoring the overtime winner, up 1 game over the Toronto Maple Leafs. This is huge. And I'm feeling like we gotta quick sim them. What's going to happen here if we go like this? Oh my God. We're messing with the system here. Up 2-0. Okay, that's a big loss. We got to go back to slow simulation. 2-1, game 4 in Tampa Bay. First period, 2-1 for the Leafs. We got Perbricks on a lot of depth scoring here. Toffoli, Gregor gets another one. Okay. Matthews gets a goal there. 2-2. It's never going to be easy, but if we get to game 7, we can beat the Leafs. We just got to get to game 7. I'm going to quick sim this game and see what happens. Oh, no. Down 3-2. Down 3-2. We're on home ice now, and I mean, Guentzel, just take over, please. 2-1 for the Leafs. Matthews and Kempf. We got one from Kucherov as per usual. Second period. There it is. Darren Radish gets a goal. That's a huge goal for Darren Radish. We're getting outshot pretty heavily. Power play, though. We can capitalize here. Penalty kill. Please shut them down. And Tyler Toffoli scores as the power play expires. Power play. We need a goal here. 8 minutes left on the clock. Do the Tampa Bay Lightning have something in store for us? Huge penalty kill. Pull the goalie. You take another penalty. Oh my God. And the Tampa Bay Lightning have been eliminated by the Toronto Maple Leafs in 6 games in round 2. We couldn't solve Cam Talbot. What a disaster. But who took that penalty? Who costed us the season? Third period. Luke Glendening. Why is Luke Glendening out there with 3 minutes and 17 seconds left in the game to take a delay of game? Oh my God. We need to fire our coach. But let's simulate to the end of the year. Let's see how the year shakes up after this crazy free agency frenzy period. I think the Ducks are going to end up winning the cup somehow. Apparently, they're an absolute wagon in this game. It's the Colorado Avalanche. So I don't think that's unreasonable. Colorado win the Stanley Cup. But let's go take a look at the stats and the awards and see everything as we wrap up this video here. We're going to go into league. We're going to go to where is awards. I haven't done this in a while. I don't even know where the awards is. It's normally under the stats. Where's the stats? Here? There it is. Sorry, guys. Brain fart. So, Colorado wins the cup just like in real life. Just kidding. It was the Florida Panthers. President's Trophy Rangers. That's the same as real life. Individual. Nikita Kucherov does win this in real life as well. The Hart Trophy in real life went to Nathan McKinnon. Adam Fox wins the Norris. Lady Bing to Marner. Bedard wins the Calder. McKinnon, Conn Smythe, which makes sense. Igor with the Shesterkin. That was awful. Vesna, William M. Jennings. Parenko, Ginla, Jack Adams Award, Sidney Crosby, Selke, Ted Lindsay, Nikita Kucherov, Maurice Rocket-Richard, Austin Matthews. Honestly, most of those were pretty close. But that's how the year ends in free agency period type. This is how it ends up being as the Rangers make it all the way to the finals, but they fall. Let me know what you want to see next. Have a great day and see ya.